less.
Noga, the UK, along with others, taking sanctions action against two key figures of the Israeli far right. And we understand also Benjamin Netanyahu perhaps facing a confidence vote. Clearly things on the domestic political front are moving in Israel.
Yes, there's a lot to say about both those things, but I want to stop for one moment about your first question. The fact that Israel's closest allies are sanctioning the top ministers in Netanyahu's government, today not just the UK, Norway, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, if I'm not mistaken, basically declared that the Israeli Minister for Interior Security and the Finance Minister are persona non grata. This is an extraordinary move to take against any allied nation. I'm not sure there's a precedent. There's not a precedent that I can remember in the last 10 years in any situation. And it's a reflection not only of these allied countries' frustration with Netanyahu, but it's also an indication of an unwillingness to continue to string along this farce that Netanyahu has sort of imposed on Israelis and imposed on the rest of the world, in which a figure, for example, like Itamar Ben-Gvir, who Netanyahu appointed Minister for National Security, his entire background is that of a hooligan. He's been convicted 13 times of hate crimes and of having terror links. We're talking about deep criminals. In the case of the other minister, we're talking about an overt anti-democratic, racist theocrat. So Netanyahu stuffed his government with radical extremists in a bid to hold on to power, which so far has worked, but expected the rest of the world to just go along with it. And that kind of complicity of silence has now really frayed and is isolating Israel. If we just set aside these two men in particular, the condemnation of Israel that hides behind these sanctions is vast. In addition, as you said, tomorrow Netanyahu faces a non-confidence motion. Even if he loses it, he's not out of power. It's just a preliminary vote, but it would leave him very, very weakened. And the votes are tight enough that he is trying to get this vote postponed, but apparently it's going to be held tomorrow as planned.
Noga, as always, thank you very much indeed. Noga Tarnopolsky, our correspondent in Jerusalem.